Today is Wednesday, December 4th. I'm looking at the Loxahatchee River again, just as I was the other day, but this is about 10 miles further downstream at Jonathan Dickinson State Park, much closer to the ocean. This is salt water. I was here a couple of weeks ago and caught some jacks. I haven't seen any yet, but they're usually out here. Conditions are pretty nice. It's about 75 degrees, sunny. Got extreme high tide at the moment. I think high tide was 10:19, which was just a few minutes ago. I don't see much moving at the moment, but once the tide starts to move, maybe the fish will start chasing bait fish as they get pulled out with the tide. We'll see about that, but planning to stay for a few hours and see how I do. Don't know if I'll be doing much fly fishing today. Tend to use spinning tackle more in salt water. I'm starting off with a gold spoon. Caught a jack on it the last time I was here. They say to catch jacks you want to keep your bait moving really fast. I know one thing that they like to eat are small mullet. And if I move this thing really fast, I can get it to hop along the top of the water the way mullets sometimes do. So that'll be my technique for a little while. I'll give this lure a chance for 15 or 20 minutes and see how I do. Well, not sure how visible that is, but I believe that's a raccoon taking a nap up in the tree. Yep, I see the striped tail. He's just up there. Maybe more than one raccoon. Maybe there's two. I think there's two raccoons up there snuggling together. There he is. It's a baby raccoon. Yeah, maybe you can see the face looking down at me. Must be a mother raccoon and her child. Just sleeping up there. Not much happening yet. Starting to see a little movement in the tide. Watching these leaves starting to flow out, but maybe another hour or so before the tide going out really gets underway. Maybe the fishing will pick up by then. I do hear some small fish jumping, probably mullet. I've just been trolling along these mangrove shorelines, see if anything's here. So far nothing's bitten, but I'll keep at it a while. I'll stick with the gold spoon for the time being, and if it doesn't work, I may switch over to a different kind of plug. There's a school of some kind of fish out here. I don't know if they're mullet or some other kind of bait fish, but lots of swirls on the surface. Reminds me of what it looked like when I put in here in Jonathan Dickinson a few weeks ago. A lot of surface activity, and I put on this Miradyne and started catching jacks immediately. So that's what I've done. I've switched over to the Miradyne, and we'll see if there's anything wanting to try and eat these things. Well, I was about ready to give up on the day, but then coming around this bend, something struck. Probably a jack. Haven't seen him yet. Putting a good bend in my rod. Let me stop this a second so I can get him a little closer, and I'll start it again when I've got him up by the... Okay, yes, a typical jack. Maybe a pound and a half. They fight awfully hard, though. I can't imagine trying to land one much bigger than this on light tackle. Alright, I've given him enough of a struggle. Let me get him off the hook. Another jack, probably, but much bigger than the first. At least that's the way it feels like to me. Pulled line off like crazy when I first hooked him. Haven't seen him yet. Let me start reeling in and get some tight line on this guy. Oh, another jack, all right, but this guy's way bigger than the first. Well, let's say he's 3 or 4 pounds instead of 1 or 2, but he is a load. He is a load. I can't get this guy even close to the surface. There he is. There he is. Ooh. All right, I think he's just about done. Let me turn this off and get that hook out of his mouth. Well, I've already caught 4 jacks, a couple that were 3 to 4 pounds. The other 2 were maybe a pound or 2 on spinning tackle, and I just can't resist giving the fly rod a try. I know where these fish are. Whether they'll hit this deceiver or not, I don't know, but definitely worth giving it a try. It'll be a lot of fun to try and catch them here on this fly rod. Okay, I've got one on here on the fly rod. First fly did not work. I was using that deceiver, but I felt like it wasn't getting down deep enough, so I put on a Clouser minnow. Well, there he is, Mr. Jack Crevalle. Got him off the hook. Now let me get him back in the water. It's about 10 after 3 in the afternoon. Things have slowed down quite a bit. Still got the tide going out, but haven't had any hits in about 45 minutes to an hour. Haven't caught anything since that last one on the fly rod. I did hook another one on the fly rod, but it came off. I'm going to fish for another half hour or so. I'm back to using spinning equipment, and if I don't catch anything in the next half hour or so, I think I'll call it a day. But it's been a nice day. Got some overcast now, so it never did get too hot. Once again, another day without much wind. So catching those jacks was fun. I'd like to catch another one before I leave. I'm going to call it a day. It's not quite 4 o'clock yet, but action has pretty much stopped. I did catch one more small one, the smallest fish of the day. Actually, Val hooked the fish near the belly. So there hasn't been much going on for the past hour to hour and a half, so it was a pretty good day. Hope I get a chance to come back here one more time. Got another week in Florida before we head back to Kentucky, so maybe next week, if the weather and tides are conducive, I'll come on back here again. But that's it for today.